There's someone else that or perfect.
I don't know who sent that, but thank you. That's what we needed. Okay. And we are in the Zoom app. Hey, are you guys still there?
Yep,
Yes.
we're,
Yeah,
I can
we're
hear
here.
you.
Okay. Oh God, what did I just do? Okay, give me 2 seconds. I pushed a button somewhere. Now I can't see you guys. There you are. Okay, I'm done. I'm done touching stuff. Let's get this thing going. Um, so first and foremost, I really appreciate all you guys being able to jump on. Um, I know we have a lot of returners. I know we have 3 people waiting. It made all. So I know we have a lot of returners. We have a lot of new people. We even have a few people who were here before who left and now they're back. So first and foremost, I want to say thanks you guys all for jumping on the call. I'll keep an eye on the waiting room and make sure that everybody gets in. Um, I just want to touch on some super high level basic stuff. Obviously, we'll have team specific stuff when we do team specific stuff. Um, if it's not the fourth grade team, then we sometimes will have meetings in the conference room at Sports City during practices, or we'll jump on another call if there's anything specific to a certain team that we need to just get information out to those parents. So as those things kind of pop up, we'll address those on a kind of on a case by case basis. Super excited, really pleased with the turnout, with the talent that we had. I think we had some really good players and some really good teams last year in the 25-26 year. I think there were some areas of improvement, and some of that improvement, just to be completely transparent, was just talent. It wasn't that we had bad coaches or we had bad players, but when good players can push other players, it'll help kind of elevate the level of that whole team. And I think we definitely got better this year going into 26, 27. So I will continue to watch the weight room and the people coming in. Um, just super high level stuff. First month, I know it's always a little more expensive with the uniform and the league at the same time with the monthly fee. I appreciate everybody taking care of those so that we can get our teams registered. Corey and I were able to get sizes on just about every single player so we can get that order in later tonight or early tomorrow so that we can get our uniforms and have those by mid-September when we start our games. Um, Practice jerseys, we give them to them so we can use them in practice. So have your kids bring their practice jerseys. Um, Game schedules, as soon as we get game schedules, either Corey or I will put your respective schedule in your team's group. They will create a team code. So when you download the All Ball app, and we'll put a link for the All Ball app in there, but as you download the All Ball app, it'll ask you for a team code, which will load specifically just your team's games, your team's schedule. So you don't have to go into the app, find your division, find your team, open the schedule. It'll just kind of fast path the process of getting your team to your phone or your tablet or whatever you want to use to kind of track the schedule. We will uh, we'll do every season, and I know I talked to some of you new parents about this, but every season we do have a team builder where we do something not basketball related, unless it's going to a Utes or a Jazz game. But we'll normally do park takeovers, we'll do barbecues, we've done round one, we've done bowling. We do a lot of different things. And so hopefully before the end of August, we can plan our fall team builder. And then winter one and two, we tend to do things indoors. So those are usually like Utes games or bowling or something like that. So as we start planning that, just kind of keep an eye out for that. We do have a few parents that have volunteered to help with kind of team mom, team dad stuff where Corey or I will relay the information to them. They'll either put it into the group or as we're planning things and organizing things, they'll kind of help use their resources, whether it's fundraising, whether it's planning events. I have some canned food drive stuff I want to do over the winter to help the Utah Food Bank. There's some angel tree stuff I want to do over the winter to help the Utah AIDS Foundation. There's a bunch of different things that we do outside of basketball that if you're open to helping, we do have a family that specializes in graphic design, and so they're going to help us do some really cool stuff for the website and for social media where we're going to let coaches present a player of the game and we'll kind of take a headshot of your kid and we'll put them on this really cool background and post it in a story and kind of let it live on the internet. And so we have parents that are going to help with that and a bunch of different things. A lot of you guys have resources and access to things that Corey and I don't. And so we'll probably reach out to you guys for suggestions and just to pick your brain on things like that. Even things like some of the Saturday games and some of the pickup games and some of the extra work that we've talked about, some of the skill work that we'll have them work on the days that they're not in practices and in games, just to kind of continue to sharpen the sword. We do skill work in practice first week, next week, probably a little more skill work than normal. Once we get to the week of the 17th, schedules will change, gym availability changes. And so a few of the team's times will change for practice. But once we get into that section, that's team specific. We're learning defensive concepts, offensive plays, plays against zones, plays against man defenses. We'll learn baseline inbound plays. We'll learn press breaks. And so once we get to that week of the 17th, the skill work portion will kind of cut back because we'll be focused on team specific things, which in turn will allow them more time to work on their individual skills on their own. And so we'll create a spreadsheet that'll have different drills that they can do. You guys will be able to access the spreadsheet on the website, or we can send a link to you if you just want to have it readily available on your phone, or if the kids want to have it in their phone. I know the eighth graders have a group chat and they kind of talk to each other about different stuff and they meet up and go play pickup games. All of them go to the same rec center and they all kind of have their own little group chat of players. And so they can go and help each other with that kind of stuff. And so we'll continue to just roll things out. One thing that I do ask is when we need you guys to fill in availability. So every team will have an opportunity to play in at least one tournament every season. So fall, winter one, winter two, and spring, every team will have an opportunity to play in at least one. Some teams may have multiple opportunities, just depending on competitiveness of the team, but at least one per team per season. When we send out the availability for your player, please let us know. And if it's on a weekend or something that you think you might be in town, but you might not be in town, let us know. Unlike the monthly fees and the league fees, the way we do tournament fees is the number of players committed, we split it evenly between them, and that's how much we charge players. So there have been times when if our gold team only had two kids, but the red team had 5 kids, then we combine them and we say, okay, we're going to play on this level, and then we split the price. There have been times when we've had up to 10 kids in a tournament, and the cost per player was a little bit lower. The playing time was just kind of figured out fairly between the coach and the players, and maybe kids that started the first game came off the bench in the second game, or first half starters came in off the bench for the second half. But when we send those out, please let us know what you are and aren't able to do at your earliest convenience. It just makes it easy for us to figure out rosters, figure out what level to register them in, make sure we get the payment in on time so that they put us on the right schedule. Um, but other than that, I don't have a ton. Um, I know Corey's got a couple things. I know I've talked to a lot of you guys during tryouts, before tryouts, since tryouts have ended. I'm readily available. I'm probably too available. I should probably be less available. But if you have questions, if you have any, like, hey, what does this mean? Or hey, is my kid able to play in a tournament with an older team? Or can we play up? Or do you allow that? Or can we double roster? Or whatever. Feel free. We tell the boys all the time and the girls. We're not forgetting about Talia and Addie, but we tell the players, ask questions, and we want the same from the parents. We want communication. We want open lines of communication. If you have a question of, hey, the game was tight and there was a 6 minute stretch and my son didn't play, what happened? Every coach that we have is experienced. We have zero brand new coaches, zero first year guys. Justin is amazing when it comes to building relationships with the parents. Easton is our newest coach. Um, just the feedback from posting the announcement about him joining our staff have been extremely, extremely positive. And people that are genuinely like tough critics on coaching, especially youth coaching, have kind of reached out to me and said some really good things about Easton and their experiences having their kid play for him. So we're super excited to have Easton and the experience that he brings from Premier. So this is technically going into year 11 for me. We started so the 2015-2016 season was our first year. So going into it, 11 years. I love it. Wouldn't trade it for anything. So Corey came on in 2020. He kind of powered through the pandemic with me, and we came out on the other side successful. Justin and Corey are neighbors. Corey brought him in, and he's been an absolute lifesaver. Scott and Danny, same thing. Their boys were playing, and I was able to talk him into coming to the sideline. And since they were at practice every day, talked him into coming on the court and helping. And they asked Corey and I a lot of questions, and they've done a really good job with their respective teams. So I'm excited. I'm super excited. This is like Christmas every year for me when I get to meet new players and new parents. Um, we'll roll out a lot of stuff. Just know that we're gonna throw a lot of stuff at you, tournaments and leagues and back-to-back games. And the boys love to wear their practice games and in game their practice jerseys in games because it feels like they've got 4 uniform options. And so we'll tell you practice jerseys and red game shorts, and it's fun to watch them learn the game and develop and ask questions and get better and kind of keep working at those goals that they've all set. I know 8th grade and 7th grade have a ton of talent, gold and red. I know all those kids want to play high school basketball. We're going to push them towards it, and then we're going to let them set the examples for the 6th, 5th, and 4th graders, and we'll just keep working. So I'll turn it over to Corey. I may or may not have to mute myself and go get my daughter in Farmington. I don't know if I'm gonna have to do it. I'll know in the next 12 minutes. If her mom's off work and she can go get her, great. If not, I'll keep it recording um, all the way up to the hour. So even if everybody drops off, we'll run it to the hour. I'll trim it down and then I'll post a link on that Utah Legacy Basketball Weebly.com site. I'll put it in all the groups and say, hey, if you guys want to see it or if you didn't catch it or if you want to rewatch it, here's a link to it. And I'll just link it to my YouTube channel. So um, I'll let Corey take over. And then if Justin or Danny or Scott have anything to say, and we'll turn it over to them. I know Easton's not on the call, but we'll have Easton on our player specific um, eighth grade parent meetings for stuff that we don't need to bore all the seventh and sixth and fifth and fourth graders parents with. We'll have another call for just the eighth grade red and gold players. So Corey, I'll go ahead and let you take it over, and I'll just throw mines on me.
All right, perfect. Can everyone hear me? Y'all got me good. All right, perfect. So Landon really touched on basically all the stuff I was going to go over. First thing I wanted to go over is just welcome to the family. Super excited. A lot of new faces, which is awesome to see. So I'm really excited to get to work with the players. Albeit every practice, I'm the director, so you guys will see me even if I'm not coaching your kid. I am coaching your kid. I'll always be there, getting on them, getting after them. So I'm really excited to be able to work with these guys, challenge them every day that we get into practice, and challenge them on days where they're sitting home and hopefully put them to work. So that'll lead us into our next thing we are going to do. We call it the player progress portfolio. And all it is just basically, like Landon said, we're going to build customized workouts to your kid, what they want to get better at, what we want to see them get better at, and have them do a bunch of work. There'll be different workouts that they can do, conditioning that they need to do, and different things like that we'll have them be doing throughout the year. It'll always get updated basically monthly. I'll go in, update it, new workouts, new shooting drills. If the kids want anything more, come and tell me. We can always get more workouts for them. So the next thing that I have to go over is the fifth grade. As of right now, we only have 3 players in the fifth grade. We are currently working on getting more. If anybody knows anybody in fifth grade that is wanting to play, please send them either or Landon's contact.
What is this called?
Next thing I have is coaches. I know Easton started to do it with the 8th grade, and I thought it was a really, really good idea. Getting the plays out to the players soon so they can start to study them. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to ask him what he's been using, kind of pick his brain, go over that, and start to do that with the 7th graders and all my teams, put them into one big thing where it's just play specific. All of our different plays like that, and we're all the coaches are going to do that for all the teams, so we can get a step ahead. And then if any questions the kids might have, the parents can go over it. And then if there's any questions, text us. We're like Landon said, if he's readily available, I'm probably even more available. So if you guys ever need me, I'll put my number into all the group meets. Just text me. I'm always available to talk. But yeah, so with the plays, if anything's confusing, you guys can look over it. If it's still confusing, text us, and then we can kind of go over it, work it over that way. So that when we get into actually running plays here in a week or two, it'll kind of start. They'll already have a leg up, and they'll kind of know what we're trying to get after. Next thing is the league. League will start September 12th. That's when it starts. Not saying every single team is going to play on September 12th. That's just when it starts. More than not, most teams do play the first day that it opens up. This weekend, I'll post the tournaments that Landon was speaking of. For the first quarter, we kind of want to try to get them in before the league starts. There is one after. It's the Halloween one, so we can kind of base it. Maybe get some teams into both of them, but kind of try to get our feet wet, throw it out, and that'll kind of get us a good base on what level and division we should put each team at if we can get each team a tournament before we go off and play in our league. And then the last thing, like Landon was saying, we do team builders. A lot of them will be specific. This first one that we're doing is just going to be a big old legacy takeover. We're either going to do a park or swimming, and we're going to have that date set here by tonight. I'll talk with Landon, and we'll have a date and activity plan for everybody to come to and meet each other, hang out, and have some fun. So that's all I had. So Landon basically touched on everything I have. If Justin has anything to say, I could throw it over to him or Scott or Danny. And if not, we can open it up. So,
Yeah, I can jump in real quick, Corey.
all right, perfect.
Hey, so nice to meet you all. For those that I haven't met before, it's been great working with these guys, and I'm excited for a new year. I know I'll be working a lot with Seventh Blue, so any of those parents on here as well. I'll send my phone number as well in the group chat. So if you guys have any questions, I'm always open to communication. I actually prefer the communication rather than the wondering and the questions and the rumbles that kind of go with that. My biggest thing for this year that I'm going to be looking for is I need the kids to be committed, that are committed. I need them coming to practices, need them to put in the effort. I can work on skill, but it's really hard for the rest of the team when you have some kids, no matter if it's the best kid on the team or the one that just really, really tries and wants to be there. I really need them to be there because it's detrimental to the rest of the team that everybody's on the same page. So that's probably going to be the most important thing for me this year is making sure that the kids are at practice. I understand that there's going to be some stuff that comes up here and there. I get that. And when the kids are at practice, I just need them putting in 100% of their effort. If they go home tired, that's good. I know they're working. Okay. So, but yeah, that's really all the time I'm going to take up, motivated for the year. And I just kind of wanted to lay out that, and I'm open for questions if anybody has them after, if Scott and Danny don't have anything for you.
Okay, so really quick, Curtis, we're gonna post a message about that. Corey's got some ideas. I've got some ideas. He and I will bounce back and forth off each other. You'll see a message about that for fifth grade before the end of tonight, for sure. One other thing, and I just got a quick message from one of the parents, merchandise. We love merch. We love to have you guys representing your kids' programs. We will do t-shirts, we will do sweatshirts, all different colors. We have red, white, and blue as our program color. So we'll do a different combination of like a navy blue with white. We'll do a red with the white. We'll do a few different colors. We'll do some baseball caps. We will create mock-ups for everything, and then we'll load the mock-ups and the prices, and you guys can tell us what you want. We have a really, really good supplier that lives here in West Jordan. She's super quick. She's done stuff for my East players. She's done stuff for us last year. She did some stuff for one of our teams that traveled out of state and just wanted to have some merchandise that looked different than what everybody else that was traveling for that event would have had. And so, yep, Tiffany backpacks. Some of the returners have, it's called a .3 bag. It has a big compartment for their ball and then a drawstring to hold the ball in, but the inside space is massive. Uniform, shoes, ball, whatever kids would want to carry. I substitute taught for a while, and I actually saw a few kids use their basketball backpack for their school backpack because it has so much room in it. So yes, we will get the mock-ups for the backpacks for you guys too. Yes, Steve, if if in group me, if we only posted one practice time, then your time's not changing. So like my fourth graders that have been coming at 5 to 6:30 ish, after the 17th, their practice time will change to 6:30. So there's some of the teams, like the older teams, that have been coming from 6:30 to 8. Some of their practices won't change. The older kids that have been coming from 8 to 9:30, their practices won't change. So we'll refresh some of the messages. I know we sent a lot of information to a lot of you guys in a short amount of time. And I also know that sometimes when you get added to GroupMe, you can only see the messages from when you were added going forward, and you can't see those old messages. So just to make sure everybody's on the same page for all the grades, fourth all the way through eighth, reds, golds, the couple age groups that we had enough to make 3 teams and we went blue, red, and gold. We'll make sure that everybody has the updated schedule now that we were able to add a couple of you guys over the last 24 or 48 hours. You may not be able to see those messages from earlier. So we'll make sure that you guys are all in the loop and everybody knows if your team's practices are going to change after the 17th, then we'll make sure you know. If they're not going to change, then we'll make sure you know that too. But yes, we'll definitely, 5th grade, we will address that. So other than merch, if you're available, if they're available to be at practice, please have them there, especially these first few weeks when we're learning all our offense and stuff. And then I had one more thing. I just drew a blank. Other than that, I think that's good. Everything else we'll communicate with you guys. Bags, shirts, hoodies. Yeah. And practice, and we'll update everybody. Make sure you have your schedules. Anything that's important, like a link to booking or a link to letting us know your availability for a tournament. We'll pin that message at the top of the GroupMe so you don't have to scroll through and find it. Maybe we'll pin the schedules too. And we can pin 3 or 4 different things up there. So when we pin it, once we get a couple days, a couple weeks past it, if you need to see it, you just swipe it down a little bit. It'll pop up all the pins at the top, and then you can click it and it'll just pull up that message in your GroupMe. So we'll pin schedules for all the teams that are changing after the 17th, and then we'll let you guys know about the first team builder, and then I'll put my number in. Corey, Justin, Scott, Danny, Easton. We'll make sure everybody's numbers are in there, and then we'll pin those numbers at the top as well. So you guys, if you need to talk to your coach, you can direct message through the app. It's not the best. The notifications are kind of wonky. If you have a question for me, and this just isn't my 4th graders, anybody in the program, if you have a question for me, just call or text me. You'll get a quicker response from me if you call or text. And yeah, I think that's it for now. But like I said, we'll have team specific information coming out to you guys on a team by team basis here in the next few weeks. Oh, so yes, parents, I did have 3 parents from 3 different teams ask about carpools. I know we got kids coming from all different parts of the city. We have kids coming from Tooele. We have kids coming from the East Bench. We have kids coming from Draper, every point in between, West Jordan, South Jordan, Sandy. If you need help with rides, feel free to put something in the groups. I know that some of the West Jordan kids, Corey's helped with rides. I've seen Corey pick up kids that live in Harriman, and it's not even on his way to practice. He just drives an extra 15 minutes out of his way to go get kids to help make sure that they're at practice. So yes, if you need ride help, and we've seen it all different ways. We've seen parents pay other parents to bring their kids to and from practice. We've seen one parent drop them off and a different parent picks them up, and then parent one gets their kids from parent two. We're all adults. We always tell our kids when they have questions in school, go ask your teacher. So let's lead by example, and if you need help with rides and stuff, just put something in your group and say, hey, I'm coming from Midville. Is anybody else coming from Midville that's on this team? And just see if we can work it out. Stephen, we'll put that, we'll just address that we'll address that in the team specific group. I don't want to bombard everybody with everything about fifth grade, but Corey and I will be posting in your fifth grade group later on today around recording games in the league. No, there's zero rules about it. I've actually been reached out to by a few different videographers that have asked, do we want video clips, like actual video recordings of our games that we can archive and post online, and you guys can go back and make highlight videos of your kids, or you could just sit down with your kids and say, this is a play, coach animated a play, and then when you're running the play, you're in the wrong spot kind of thing. Or parents want to ask us, what can he do better? Why wasn't he on the court when the game was close? Well, 4 different times we were running this play. He was in the wrong place. I don't think he understands it yet. We'll work on it in practice. Go back and look at that play that happened 2 minutes before halftime and where everybody's kind of in the right spot and he's spinning around in circles. Those are the moments we got to work through. So no, if you want to record games, whether you want to do it for yourself, whether you want to make a little highlight video, some of the 6th grade parents were really creative and made some highlight videos of some of the tournaments that the boys were in, and they sent them to me. And it was cool. It was like a little highlight video of them on their way to winning their championship game. And so, yeah, if you want to make highlight videos or if you want to record games, you're more than welcome to.
Hey, Landon, can I jump in on that real quick?
Yeah.
Hey, in regards to that kind of stuff for the parents as well, I use my Instagram solely for basketball coaching stuff, and that's one of the things I like to do after the season is take little clips, because I have a kid that plays on one of the legacy teams too, and so sometimes in coaching I don't get the videos and stuff. So if parents ever take videos, feel free to text them to me if you're cool with me using them for my little clips that I put together too. I like to kind of get everybody on my team possible in as much of the videos and as much as the highlights as possible.
And then let me hop in real quick on that too. Yeah, I love the recording, and then it will be one of our team builders, or we'll try to do this with more, especially with all of our teams, go back and actually watch a little game film, and then you can study up and make sure we're getting better in those ways. So it's actually really nice to go back as a team, watch some game film together, grab a pizza, see where people messed up, where we did well, where we can improve. So it's something that, yeah, I'm definitely gonna implement with my teams, going back and watching some film and getting organized where we need to. So I love the idea of recording games. So.
And for 4th grade, if anybody is already planning to be at the games, let me know, because if you have a phone or a tablet or something and you want to record the game, and obviously the game is scheduled for an hour, but the actual game is played for anywhere from 32 to 40 minutes. And so in the past, I've had parents that would sit at half court or any angle that they could just be at consistently, record the game, and then airdrop the videos to me and delete it off their phone and free their space up. And then I can go in and kind of stitch it all together, create one game film, put it on YouTube, and then I can send out that link. So if there's anybody willing to do that, let me know, and we'll kind of sit down and figure out how we can make it work. Other than that, I don't really have anything else. Like I said, we'll put some more information in each group for each team. Coach Easton will be in our groups, and he'll be on the calls for all of the 8th graders. Corey will be on the groups for all of the 7th graders, and he'll be on the groups for the 5th grade as we're kind of figuring this thing out. And then Coach Justin will be on for our 8th, or it's 7th blue. He'll be on all the blue calls. So other than that, that's it, you guys. I appreciate your time, and just kind of keep an eye out on the notifications, and we'll send you guys more information, and we'll get the uniforms ordered and get league registrations done, and we'll be getting to work here in the next few weeks.
Thank you all.
Thanks, you guys. Have a good rest of your weekend.
Yes, thank you guys. Can't wait to see y'all next week.